Coronation Street stalwart Kevin Webster could get revenge on Kelly Neelan as he returns to the cobbles in upcoming scenes on the ITV soap. But will ordering her death be a step too far? Kevin, played by Michael Lavelle, hasn't been seen on Coronation Street for a couple of weeks since he and his wife, Abby Franklin, Sally Carman, left to enjoy their honeymoon. It was a well-needed break for the pair as they had just got justice for the death of Seb Franklin, Harry Vizinoni, with his killer Corey Brent, Maximus Evans, being put behind bars. Kelly, Millie Gibson, also had a part to play in the hate crime storyline, and as she is now living back in Weatherfield, it seems she and Abby could go head-to-head. Having seen his bride tormented by her son's death, Kevin could do the unthinkable to ensure there is no reminder of the murder on the ITV soap. Kelly was the person who initiated the violence in the hate crime storyline as she slapped Seb's girlfriend, Nina Lucas, Molly Gallagher. This was after she was goaded by Corey and his friends, but her actions still led the gang to pursue their victims and beat him to the point of death. She was originally sentenced to murder as the jury believed she was the one responsible for Seb's death and not Corey. However, since he has been banged up, Kelly has made her return to the cobbles, but it hasn't been easy for her as she ended up living on the streets. The likes of Abby and Kevin would presume this was of her own doing, but in the lead up to Christmas, it seems the latter will go to extreme lengths to wipe Kelly from the face of Weatherfield. The drama begins as Kevin and his wife return to the cobbles from their honeymoon and look forward to spending their first Christmas together as a married couple. Knowing Kelly is free and back living in Weatherfield, they are both cautious of whether they will see her lurking about. In particular, Kevin is hoping Abby doesn't bump into the youngster as he isn't sure how she would react to seeing her. Thinking of ways he can keep them apart, the mechanic could begin to contemplate getting in touch with a hitman. If the teenager were to mysteriously go missing, life would be so much easier for Abby as she would finally be able to move on from Seb's death. Kevin is not a gangster and doesn't have ties to the criminal world, so he would have to do some digging and pay out a lot to get the job done. He knows the girl's father, Rick Neelan, Greg Wood, is presumed missing, and her mother, Laura Neelan, Kel Allen, doesn't really care for her. This would make ordering her death a lot simpler as there wouldn't be too many people trying to find her if she was killed. Toya Battersby, Georgia Taylor, and Imran Habib, Charlie DeMello, might be worried about their foster daughter, but the mechanic could manipulate him to think Kelly going missing is probably for the best. The stalwart has never had experience in killing someone or ordering a death, so he could make a few mistakes along the way. As the mechanic becomes clumsy with his plans, he could start to leave evidence that he is connected to Kelly's disappearance. Abby could find herself with some paperwork outlining the terms and conditions of her husband ordering Kelly's death. Confronting him, Seb's mother could learn of how much her spouse wanted to get rid of the teenager so they could have a normal life. Despite an excuse, Abby could feel there is no justification for Kevin's actions and she could tell him to hand himself in. Will he listen to his wife, or will he think he's gone too far to keep their marriage together to let the police come and take him away? The actress who plays Kelly, Millie, has spoken out on her character's next chapter and teased it wasn't going to be an easy ride. Millie explained, "I knew she was going to have a tough time when she got out of prison and everyone wouldn't be opening her back with open arms. But her being homeless and finding herself thinking about turning to this strange man in the hotel, in desperation, was quite shocking. As an actress, I'm so grateful that they think I can manage storylines like this. It's been amazing to get my teeth into it. At first everyone hated her, but now we've seen the other side and what actually happened. Some people do feel the way she was treated in court was harsh." Millie added, "It's a hard judgment to call. Is she villain or victim? I think she's both. She did start things off that night with the slap and the vindictive behavior. But now people are starting to see her vulnerability. I think some people are warming to her," the soap actress admitted. Unfortunately, could this all be a hint towards her going up against Kevin in the lead up to Christmas and beyond? After 2.5 years of turmoil living on the cobbles, will her story come to a heartbreaking and deadly conclusion?